Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 3 of the calorie counting series. This episode is going to be all about common mistakes that I see people make when they're counting their calories that can really skew their fat loss or their weight gain, whatever they're trying to accomplish, because they're not actually tracking their food correctly. So make sure you're not making these mistakes. Let's jump right in. The first mistake that I want to bring to your attention that people make is measuring with measuring cups and measuring spoons rather than using a kitchen scale. I dare you to measure out a tablespoon of peanut butter and then look on the packaging of the peanut butter for how many grams a tablespoon should be. You're going to see a very big discrepancy between what you think 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is and what a tablespoon of peanut butter actually is when you weigh it on a scale. The thing with measuring cups and tablespoons is that, like, based on how you measure it, are you doing a heaping tablespoon? Are you flattening the tablespoon out? It can really change the rating. I always use a kitchen food scale as opposed to using measuring cups and tablespoons. Literally such an easy fix that I'll do with my clients, and immediately like their weight starts to drop because they're actually tracking their shit more accurately. Mistake number 2 is when you don't track your sauces, the oil that your food is cooked in, beverages that you're drinking, creamers, bro, in your coffee, or sugar that you put in your coffee. That stuff is not free in calories. It is not free in calories. Have you ever seen how much a pack of like Chick-fil-A sauce is? It's like over 100 calories. Same for a pack of like ranch sauce. So you know what? A lot of people will go to places like, will go to fast food places and they'll order salads thinking that they're making the healthier option. But oftentimes they douse that stuff in dressing thinking that it's like 0 calories. But that stuff adds up. Butter on your toast, oil that you cook your food in. 1 tablespoon of oil is over 100 calories as well. Sauces, oils, sugars, creamers, these are all things that can be very high in calories and they add up very quickly. And the thing is, if you're doing a fat loss phase correctly, you're most likely not in a deficit that's any steeper than 250 calories. So you can very quickly overeat 250 calories. Mistake number 3, not keeping track of licks, tastes, and bites. I don't care if you think that taking a bite out of your boyfriend's donut won't do anything, because there are still calories in that. I don't care if you think that eating a little bit of your kid's goldfish, it's not going to do anything. There are still calories in that. So even if I'm taking a bite of something, I will be weighing it. I will be measuring it out. Or I just won't be taking a bite of it. And if you're thinking like, well, like that's too restrictive for me. Here's the thing. It is. Yeah, it is. It is restrictive. But that's kind of what's necessary if your goal is to see fat loss. If you don't mind having a little bit of a slower rate of fat loss, that's super cool. You could be a little bit more loose with your tracking. But if you're getting down to the nitty gritty of things and you're asking yourself why you're not seeing fat loss, even though you feel like you're in a deficit, this could be a reason why. The 4th mistake that I see a lot of people doing is not knowing the difference between weighing something cooked versus weighing something raw. 1 cup of raw rice is going to be very different from 1 cup of cooked rice, because when you cook rice in water, it expands. I had one client one time, she was tracking her rice, but she was tracking it as raw, but weighing it as cooked. So she was eating so little, bro, and she couldn't figure out why rice was so high in calories. It's because she was tracking it as raw, but weighing it as cooked. So keep in mind those discrepancies. The way that I do it is when I make rice, I usually make myself like 8 servings of rice. So I always weigh out my rice raw. I track it as raw, but then obviously I eat it as cooked. And then when it comes out, there's exactly 8 servings. I don't even weigh my rice after that point. I just split it up into 8 containers and I eyeball that shit. And it usually turns out fine, because I'm going to be eating all 8 servings. So it's all going to even out over the week. You know what I'm saying? Same with my meat. I typically like to track it in my calorie counting app as raw and weighing it out raw. But then I usually make like 4 to 8 servings of protein for myself at a time. Since it's already weighed, all I have to do when it's done cooking is split it up into 8 containers. That's my favorite way to do it. I don't like to sit there and weigh my protein and weigh my carbs cooked, because depending on how much I cook my rice, like it could weigh more because I cooked it with more water. Like there are just things that, or like if you overcook your protein and it gets too shriveled up, it's gonna weigh differently if it still had a bit more moisture in it. But I see a lot of bodybuilders weighing their rice and weighing their chicken cooked or weighing their protein cooked. So I'm probably just being really anal, and you probably don't need to do it this way, but that's just how I do it. And then I like how I could just weigh stuff at the start of my week, and then I don't have to weigh it again because it's already weighed and split up. The last mistake I see people doing is going ham with the cooking spray. Bro, just because a food says that it's 0 calories doesn't mean it's actually 0 calories. They're freaking bamboozling you. So apparently, legally, if a food serving size is under a certain number of calories, they can list it as 0 calories. But if you look at a Pam cooking spray, it says that the serving is like 1/16 of a second spray. That's literally like going ch. And you and I both know that none of us are going ch when we use that cooking spray. We're going ch. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep that in mind when I use cooking spray. I still don't track cooking spray, but I just keep that in mind to not overdo it. Let me know if you feel like I forgot any common errors that people make. These are kind of the one that I could think of on the top of my head. But other than that, if you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone that you think might benefit from this information. And let me know what you think so that I can keep making videos like this and I can make sure that I'm actually bringing value to y'all. So that's all I got for y'all today. Bye. See you in the next one.